Premier Soccer League Chairman Dr. Irvin Khoza has apologized to the nation following Saturday's violent pitch invasion at the Moses Mabhida Stadium in Durban. Violence erupted just after the final whistle when Kaizer Chiefs fans invaded the pitch after their team's 2-0 loss to Free State Stars in the semi-final of the Nedbank Cup. 18 people were admitted to hospital for treatment for various injuries, but they have all been discharged. To give us an update on the investigations being done by the SAPS, we joined in our studios in Durban by Brigadier Jay Naicker, the SAPS spokesperson in the KZN, as well as Vusi Mazibuko. Mazibuko is the general manager at the Moses Mabhida Stadium. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for coming through, gentlemen.
Good morning, Teresa.
All right, Brigadier Naicker, let's just start with you. Give us an update. I mean, some of the footage, it clearly shows faces of criminals damaging the stadium facilities and also stealing broadcast equipment. The police have confirmed that 2 suspects appeared in court yesterday for public violence and, of course, destruction to property. Talk to us about the latest, because the reports were indicating that the police had said more arrests were imminent.
Yes, I can confirm 1 suspect appeared in court yesterday. He's been remanded into custody pending further investigation. As you rightfully indicated, we are going through the footage. Vusi and the stadium management are very cooperative. They've given us access to all the camera footage at the stadium. We spent most of yesterday going through that footage. And obviously, as you indicated, people can be seen clearly in some of those images. We also did request via the media for people to come forward, and I must say it's very positive. People are coming forward. Names have been coming up. Our investigators are now working on it. We're quite confident that more arrests will be made.
Yeah, and Mr. Mazibuko, we're very much shocked about the violent footage of a female security guard being kicked and beaten by perpetrators of this crime. Do you have an update perhaps as to how she's doing?
Palisa, I think it's important to indicate, as the chairman indicated yesterday, that the security guard for a fact is not a female, is a male, with others 5 that were hospitalized. They were treated and discharged. At this point, there is nobody that is in hospital.
And of course, Brigadier Naicker, going back to you, we've heard what the chairman had to say yesterday at the briefing, basically shifting the blame to the SAPS, saying that the SAPS should take the responsibility of what happened. How do you respond to the fact that an official from the SAPS responsible for planning of the security did not attend that particular security planning meeting?
We've taken note of the comments in the media. The acting provincial commissioner has appointed a very senior team to investigate. This team is led by a Major General. They have begun the investigation yesterday. You must remember, in the beginning, the office of the acting provincial commissioner received a plan from the police station that was responsible for that precinct. In their plan, obviously they informed us that plan was informed by the risk assessment as well as the categorization of the event. We are now going through the plan to see that if that plan was executed as stated, whether the members from the SAPS, the private security and other security agencies were in place. And we're also going to see that if any of these deficiencies impacted on the violence that we saw in the stadium.
Yeah, but are you acknowledging as the SAPS that your member failed to attend this important meeting?
Well, it's too early. As I indicated, this team began the investigation yesterday. We will obviously, once we've done our investigation, we will make our findings known to the public.
All right. Mr. Mazibuko, moving back to you, really, do you agree that as the stadium management could have, taken prior or precautionary measures, rather, because elements of dissatisfaction amongst Kaizer Chiefs fans were seen previously. Of course, we all know that they were very unhappy with their coach. I mean, even if you go back to the game between Chiefs and Chippa United, there were those small elements of dissatisfaction among the fans. So, do you think, as the stadium management, could have done better?
Palisa, we knew, all of us as stakeholders, that the match between Kaizer Chiefs and Free State had a potential of Kaizer Chiefs losing. They have not been winning all the games in the season, and as you indicate, that there was a signal already in the match against Chippa, where the spectators reacted violently after the match when they lost in that game. In preparing for this match, we knew that there was that possibility, and we also knew the fact that we were going to have numbers, given the fact that every time when Kaizer Chiefs play in Durban, unlike in other stadiums, they draw numbers. So in our preparation, we were expecting at least 30,000 people to attend, and our projections were correct, because at the end, we had about 27,000 people that attended. In our preparations and information that we gave in the meeting that we are talking about, we indicated the numbers and also the threats that are associated with the Chiefs losing. So as a stadium and all the stakeholders knew that there was this possibility.
All right.
As was indicated, and that different role players have different roles to play. Ours as a stadium is to ensure, in terms of the act, that the stadium is structurally sound, that the infrastructure is functioning, including ensuring that the turnstiles, when spectators come in, irrespective of the time they come in, they're functioning, ensuring that the technical equipment associated with the game is functioning, the floodlights are functioning, the pitch is playable, all the infrastructure-related information is submitted to the set meeting. We did all of that.
Yeah.
Obviously, as the Brigadier is saying, that the issue around the security and the protection of the spectators sits at the coordination level, at preparation and on game delivery with the SAPS.
You were there, Mr. Mazibuko. From where you're sitting, who do you think should take the blame for what happened?
I don't think it's time for blaming games now. I think it's time to allow for proper investigations. I think the PSL chairman has given us a cue, an indication on the information. The police sitting here, they have constituted an internal investigation. They have confirmed that they are going to be making that public. We are also assessing the level and the degree of the damages. By this afternoon, we'll know the value in rands and cents, as we are quantifying the extent of the damage. So I think those reports will be coming to indicate to the public in terms of the role. I think it is only then that we should make a call as to where were the gaps in the process.
All right. It's not a blame game, as you say, but of course, people were injured. Someone has to take the blame for what happened on Saturday. Thank you so much for coming through. Many thanks to Brigadier Jay Naicker from the SAPS in KwaZulu-Natal, as well as Vusi Mazibuko. He's the general manager at the Moses Mabhida Stadium. Let's take a quick ad break. When we come back, we take you back to the zone.